Another day, another dollar. This is my first trip. Time now is 7:36 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm driving my Freightliner, and on the bed I have, oh, check this out, charger, oh, Ontario plates, huh. And on the back I have two scissor lifts, one big one, one small one. And usually each scissor lift, which is interesting, has two numbers on it, kind of like a model, but the first number shows how wide the machine is, and the second number shows how high it can go. For example, the small one says 1930, which means that it's only 19 inches wide, but can go up to 30 feet. And the width is very important because quite often people that rent these scissor lifts, they have to get them inside the building, right? Like that's the whole idea of having a small scissor lift, is because you don't have enough space. And so they need to know how wide the thing is, otherwise it, you know, oh wow, look at that. That's a beautiful, looks like Challenger, like an old Challenger, 1970s. And the big one, I think, is 32 by 40, something like that. Basically 32 inches wide, goes up to 40 feet. But I can be wrong. So Sunday I did the photo shoot, and yesterday I drove down there to that clinic, and that's what I want to do, you know. I never did this. I never drove buses like this. And what's funny is that I can. Like if I was in Ontario and I had my AZ or Class 1, they don't allow you to drive buses like this with AZ. You need to have a special bus license, which I forgot. It's like B or C or something. But here I have Class 1, and I can drive anything except motorcycles. So I can drive this. The problem is all these people, some of them say, yeah, either bus experience or trucking experience. But I saw one ad, like a big bus line, and they specifically said bus experience or coach experience only. Like, how do you get the freaking experience if nobody wants to hire you, you know? And one guy's actually reacted to my long time ago when I was sending all resumes. One company that does recreational trips on buses like this, they tracks coach lines, tracks. One company got back to me, but they were looking for basically there's no schedule. You're supposed to be on call, and they call you when they have work. I mean, I need, you know, steady income. Like, how does this work? How many days a week you think I'll be driving? Oh, well, it all depends. Basically, can be one day, can be 3 days, which is BS. I said, okay, I can do full time, or I can do weekends, like Sunday. And they said, no, it does not work like that, because each week is different. Today we might need you on Tuesday. Next week we might need you on Saturday. And I said, bye-bye. And so yeah, I did the photo shoot. The guy was pretty happy. It was fun. You know, they have all these nice young ladies working there, and you know, they're smiling at me and they're posing, of course, to the camera. But you know, it felt pretty cool. So I was a photographer for an hour and a half, and then I got back, and on the way back, this was Sunday. On the way back, I tried to find. I started my Uber. Actually, yeah, I did Uber in the morning before that, and then on the way back, I think I did one, so I made like 70 bucks on top of the. And the photo shoot, the guy asked me how much I want. I thought about this. I said $150 flat fee, which I think is fair. So it took like an hour to do the shoot, but the place was about 20 kilometers away from me. But that's why I wanted to do Uber, so that I cover the gas. But yesterday I had to drive there to drop off the the USB stick. The boss was not there. I just left the USB stick with all the pictures at the reception, and then I sent him a message, and he sent me money by Interac email transfer, which is the most popular way in Canada to pay somebody, right? All you need to know is the name and the email address, and you can send up to, depending what they allowed you, but usually it's like $1,000 or $3,000 or $6,000, you know. I don't think they have it in the States. Interac email money transfer, and they charge you $1, if that. Like cheap and fast and basically immediate. And so yeah, I got a check, by the way. Got a check from the lender. That money I needed to borrow for the car and some toys. And at first I did not know it was a check. They sent me an email. They said, Mr. Drachev, everything is done. We'll be depositing your funds later this afternoon. Cool. Depositing, right? So I'm thinking either they do a wire transfer or they just go to the bank. I'm not sure what was the plan. And then like 4 o'clock yesterday, I got an email from another person who was actually doing the depositing, and they said the funds are deposited, and there was a couple of attachments there, like a proof of deposit, kind of like a slip, but I didn't have time to look at it, so I was doing some deliveries downtown, and there's a camera store there, and I wanted to get a lens, so I go there because the guy says the money is deposited, and I try to buy the lens, and the payment does not go through because the price of the lens was more than what I had in the account before this deposit. So I tried a couple of times, feeling totally embarrassed. I said, okay, I'm sorry, something is wrong with this deposit I was supposed to get. And then finally I opened that email with the attachments, and I see that deposit slip, and it says check. And of course banks will not, rarely will allow you all the money on the check unless they verify it and check it, right? And especially in Canada, I know in the States it can take only 2 business days. Here it can be 5 or 7, depending how they like you or don't like you, So basically in Canada it takes forever. So I was really surprised that these guys, like, who's using checks nowadays, like, it's all like old babushkas, like in the 80s and 90s. Nowadays it's all transfer. I remember when I was a trucker, right? I asked one guy, I said, can you do a wire transfer, to pay me for this? And the guy says, oh, I never heard about truckers being paid by by wire transfer. Really? I did it all the time. All the time. Whenever I deliver a load and my customer was, American, Canadian, whatever, I send them the invoice and I attach my deposit slip from my bank. If it's US dollars, I give them my US dollar account. Yeah, when I sold the trailer, remember I had that 55-ton drop side rail? The guy paid me from Iowa, I think it was like 83,000 US. I had the money within 2 hours. Wire transfer. That's the way, that's how you pay people. Like, not by checks that will be put on hold for a week. Now here, there's another reason why not to speed over here in this super lengthy construction zone. So the speed limit is 80, 50 miles per hour, 80 clicks an hour, and there's cops and there's speed cameras. So yeah, those are the news. So I did the photo shoot, got the check, checked, and I checked this morning. It's still not clear because I can see it says available funds. Like I see the number in my account for the check, but when I look at the available funds, it's my previous balance. So even though the account shows that big number, the funds are not available. So we'll see how long it'll take them to clear it. And the name on the check is law firm. Should be trustworthy, right? I think. And then I changed shifts with the other driver. So I was supposed to be off this next Saturday because I worked last Saturday. But I have to do that wedding, right, on 28th. So I talked to the guy and he agreed to change shifts with me. So now I'm working this Saturday. So basically last week I worked 6 days and this week I'll be working 6 days. But then 28th I'm free and I can go and do a photo shoot of these brave people that hiring me to do a informal small wedding. But I think it's not exactly like the, you know, wedding like when you have to be at the church, because they sent me a picture of their balcony overlooking some valley or in the southwest. So I'm guessing it's just kind of like a party, you know, after the newlyweds come back from the church or the registry, whenever they were tying the knot. So I think it's just gonna be informal, kind of like a party, which is great for me. That's what I like. I don't like formal occasions, but kind of like that Stampede breakfast I did, right? Almost like street photography, except, you know, this gathering has a purpose, right? So it's a wedding. So, and I never did weddings. I never did photography for a wedding. I tried, but you know, it's a responsible event, right? So people want to hire only experienced people. So we'll see. And that's why I wanted to get a nice lens, because I want to, you know, impress them with some high quality, amazing, awesome photos, so that maybe they can pass the word around, you know. Because weddings can be really, you know, lucrative, because people charge, I don't know, 2, 3, 5, 10 grand, depending on the customer. I know some photographers, that's all they do. They just do weddings and maybe occasional funeral, you know, but mostly they specialize in weddings. I could do funerals probably, because with the funerals, it's, you know, the client, you can use a regular autofocus. You don't have to use tracking autofocus, because because the client is not moving. Oh man, you know, like with live people, right, you have to use continuous autofocus, AFC, but with the dead people it's AFS, because they're not going anywhere, which guarantees sharp images and nothing will be blurry, you know, unless the makeup starts melting away. And yeah, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna get an accordion again, but oh, check this out. But if I don't get it, I just feel sorry, you know, to lose all that, even those basic skills I developed. Like, I will never be able to, you know, be really fluent on the accordion, but I did okay when I was 9 years old, right? I spent 1 year, and I remember the teacher told me I had some skills, I had some, you know, minor talent, but that was, I was 9, right? Now I'm 62. But I was still like, you know, on the accordion, I don't know if you guys you know this, but on the accordion, the most difficult thing for a novice is to combine both hands, because they do different things, right? Your right hand plays the treble side, your left hand plays the bass, and they're different. And so for beginners, sometimes it's very difficult to play together, you know, simultaneously, right and left hand, because they're different. But for me, when I started doing like first exercise, it just came back like this, you know, 52 years later. It was just natural for me, you know. And I'm still on that first book in that series of Teach Yourself How to Play the Accordion. Like I have 3 books. There's like, I think there's 10 of them. And so it's pretty easy. You just go slow, do one lesson, then second lesson, right? Until you go to the next lesson when you're fluent with this one, with this exercise.
Use the right lane to take exit 256 onto Memorial Drive.
So I think I'll probably get it, but not the most expensive one, but just maybe slightly used, you know, accordion from the same guys I dealt with in Toronto before, because they refurbished them. Inside they look like new, and I was on their website, and you can look, they have samples, like there's a guy playing, so you can actually hear that accordion that's for sale. You can hear how it sounds, and you can check the you know, check out the pictures. And I like one particular one. It's called Paolo Soprani, made in Italy. Like another choice would be to buy same price. There's a Honor 72 bass, but it's a Bravo 3 model, which means that it's like only 3 reeds. It's for beginners. But the worst part is that it's made in China. I really don't like that. So Honor moved the production of their cheap accordions to China. And they say it's assembled in China, but then it's kind of like monitored and checked by German specialists, but I don't trust that. So this one, the used one, looks great, has 4 reeds, so much richer sound, and it's like amazing musette. Like, I love this Paolo Soprani, and it's full 120 bass. So anyway, this is Memorial Drive, always busy in the morning. And then of course I still have not dropped the idea of getting another vehicle. Just, you know, 100% business use.
In 2 kilometers, keep right onto 4th Avenue South towards City Center.
Yeah, I cannot do that. This thing always sends you on that flyover that's under construction, but there's a sign there now, says no trucks, because it's too narrow and it goes like this, very sharp. So if I go there, I'll get stuck. And so for trucks, we use the second intersection that does the same thing. Instead of the flyover, you go over the river. So my first delivery is some kind of a small hotel. That's where I'm dropping off the first scissor lift. And I haven't looked yet at the second one. Second one should not be too far. Usually that's what they do. When they send you with deliveries, they try to find you know, loads that are pretty much in the same area. But yesterday I think they sent me first to northwest of Calgary, then southwest. So I was doing like, you know, it's like 50 kilometers one way, then 50 kilometers another way, because we had too much work. Yeah, I think yesterday I finished at, my last load was scaffolding, son of a gun, at the end of the day. And by the time I unloaded, it was like 5:20, 20 minutes past 5, and we close at 5:30. So overtime, bang bang. So yeah, summer is good, you know, lots of hours. And I tried doing some Ubering yesterday, again on the way back when I dropped off that USB stick. There was nothing. So just came back empty. Home, played with the computer, watched a couple of movies. And today I got up at 6. Oh, and I decided to save some money because I'm sick and tired of paying $4 every morning to Starbucks for that small cup, like I mentioned before. Even I like the coffee, but it's not worth it. And so I decided to go to try McDonald's because their coffee is very cheap. So a large coffee at McDonald's was $1.50 Canadian plus 8 cents GST. Large coffee, whereas Starbucks is $4.15 for 12-ounce cup. And the coffee is pretty good. So I got a large cup and I put it in my thermos because it never gets cold in this. The only problem with McDonald's is that it was 6:30 in the morning, and I see when I was driving in, I see that the drive-through is all busy. And that's not good, because then of course that means that they are super busy serving those people. They don't care about people inside. And I don't like drive-through, so I parked my car, went inside, waited probably 5 minutes until finally somebody came to the register, and then waited maybe another 10 minutes to get my coffee. And finally I buttonholed one lady. I said, "Miss, please, I'm gonna be late for work. Can I please get my coffee?" And she just leaned around the corner, grabbed the coffee and gave it to me. Turns out somebody prepared it, but they are so busy they didn't have time to put it on the counter. Like, holy mackerel.
Keep right onto 4th Avenue South towards City Center.
Yeah, see what's happening over here? So that's that lane, that's what goes on that flyover. And this one always moves faster, but then you get stuck at the intersection. So I got the coffee, I rushed to work, and I clocked in. When I clocked in on the computer, the time said 6:45 exactly. So that's the start of my shift. So it did not go to 6:46, so it was still 6:45, so technically I was still on time. But man, no more McDonald's in the morning, forget it. So yeah, I have a machine at home, right? But that coffee machine, but it started giving me error messages. It needs what's the word, unscaling or something. Like, basically I have that special liquid. You're supposed to clean it inside, right? Because there's deposits from the water.
1.2 kilometers, turn left onto Center Street Southeast.
And so I haven't used it, and I don't have any of those capsules at home. So I gotta buy something, and then then I can take this, fill it up in the morning, and not waste time at McDonald's, and not spend $4 to $5 at Starbucks. Because yeah, we do have free coffee at work, but you know, the coffee from McDonald's or your own coffee always, I don't know, tastes better for some reason. Maybe it's just human nature, you know. You have something free, you don't like it. You want something where you pay, you pay because you feel there's more value. All right, I'm 1.6 kilometers away. So where is this hotel here? Oh wow. Well, at least it's not the Chinatown or something like that. But the guy did say, I called him on the phone, he says, yeah, if you could deliver in the back alley, but it's very tight. It can be super busy, so maybe you can just drop it in the front. And I said, okay, are you on site? He says, yeah. I said, okay, I'll give you a call or text you when I'm there. Like, this here is crazy, because this is so narrow.
Left onto 4th Street Northeast.
I'm always afraid somebody here will hit me. And they keep changing depending on how busy it is. Oh, this is an interesting looking Toyota. What is this? Land Cruiser Force Max. Nice tail lights. Like, the first thing I usually look at in a vehicle is tail lights. You know? That's the flyover over there. Those people were lined up, and we are in the same idea. We're crossing the river. Okay, so now it's gonna be busy. I gotta focus. Oh, where's all the homeless people? Ah, they're over there. Man, they have like a tent town here. They're always in this area. I don't know why. What's so... Oh, maybe because of the river? The beauty of driving in downtown Calgary. It's right on Center Street. Man, how am I gonna unload? I drop off the lift right on the street. I did not even know that there's a hotel, this Le Germain Hotel, right on the corner of 9th Avenue and Center Street. Amazing. And the guy says, yeah, it's pretty fancy and it's expensive. And he says actually it's a combo. It's not just a hotel, it's also a yeah, it's a condo and hotel combo. And this one, of course, there's only one way to go because it's one-way. 9th Ave is one-way street, which is okay because I have to go east anyway. So my next destination is only 8 kilometers away, and it's a good thing I called the guy because I look at the paperwork. It says delivery 12 to 2, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. You know, and I guess they didn't have anything else for me, so they sent me early. And sometimes people, you know, they don't expect you to be there at 8:30. So I called the guy and I said, hey, I'm coming early with this big scissor lift you ordered. And the guy's like, oh, well, that is good, but I'm not there. He says, how far are you? I said, well, I'm parked right next to the tower, TV tower. I said, I'm 5 miles or 8 kilometers away. And he says, oh, that's good. He says, I'll be there in 20 minutes. And I said, what is it, locked or something? He says, yeah, I need to unlock the gate, or we might need to put it on the dock. And
Turn left onto 3rd Street Southeast.
and I said, that's not a problem. I said, I'm in a big kind of like a tow truck, so I said I can put it on the ground or put it on the dock, whatever works best for you. And so, yep. See, always call. Communication is the key. Okay, where are we turning here?
Stay in the second lane from left. Go past this light. Then at the next one, turn left. At the light, use the second lane from left to turn left onto 3rd Street Southeast. Turn left. In 400 meters, turn right onto 5th Avenue Southeast.
Oh, so it's sending me, yeah, 5 Avenue. That's the easiest way to get out of downtown is find the 5 Avenue, and that turns into Memorial Drive, which takes you east towards Highway 2 or Deerfoot Trail, and then you can get anywhere.
Go past this light. Then at the next one, turn right.
You see, I did like a circle. I came from there, went over there, and now luckily we're getting out of downtown. But yeah, I'm sorry to say there's quite a few bums in here, and they're like yesterday I saw a group, you know, it was amazing to, they're like zombies. Like the guy is trying to sleep, I don't know, he's like smoked to his basically either high or drunk, but he's like, he all bent over, you know, his knees are bent, but he's still standing, knees are bent, his head is down, and he's like slowly shuffling around. He's like a horse, you know, sleeping while standing. And there's like 3 or 4 of them like that, and they're just moving. Like, I'm telling you, I was laughing. I look at the guy like, I'm sorry, but it was kind of funny. They have their eyes closed, they're pretty much asleep, but basically they're like semi-conscious, you know, they're so drunk or high or something, and there's like 3 or 4 of them, and they move like that, like exactly like they show in zombie movies, you know.
At the light, use the right
Man.
2 lanes to turn onto 5th Avenue Southeast.
Now here's a scary intersection. 3 lanes, turn right. But I need this one because these 2 lanes go to Memorial Drive and that lane ends. But usually when I turn very slow, make sure that there's nobody. Oh yeah, and you see that sign, like they have no, like there's an arrow crossed out, basically says no turn on red, but now it disappeared, which means that I can turn. So yeah, back to the Memorial Drive towards Highway 2. Oh, that's a nice looking Chevy on the other side, SUV. So yeah, I started saying that I'm still thinking about getting another vehicle because it's an investment, you know. It can create a separate stream of income. All right, on the left, on the right. So yeah, this is, like I said, it's a bit scary. But we made it. Oh yeah, this lane ends, and all of these two right lanes go to Memorial Drive. This one goes to Edmonton Trail. And this Uber driver looks like he's a newbie because he does not know that that lane ends in 100 meters. Oh yeah, now you signal.
In 2.3 kilometers, take a slight right turn.
I don't know, it's Uber because his license plate has a O and then dash. Kind of like mine. So that's a livery license. So you need a special license plate in Calgary to drive for Uber and Lyft. All right, where are we going? Oh, we're taking Highway 2 north. Okay. Now here's a trick. Like, I already know, you know, which lanes you're supposed to be in. And here you have to be in this lane. But of course our Uber friend has no idea, must be new. Because most people that take this Memorial, they go to the Highway 2. And to go north, you have to be in this lane only. And to go south, you have on Highway 2, you have to be in that lane. And there's always accidents here because people try to cut in at the last moment. But if you can see the overhead signs, the lane I'm in says 2 north, Deerfoot Trail, must exit. And I was right, that Uber driver is now behind me in this lane. Because yeah, if you're in those lanes, you just go straight on Memorial. But like I said, most people will jump either on 2 north or 2 south. And so that guy clearly does not know which lane you have to be in.
Go past this light, then use the right lane to take a slight right turn to merge onto Highway 2 north.
And here accidents happen because somebody will always try to cut in here at the very last moment, and then people have to brake, and the speed limit is 80 kilometers an hour, so people in the back are flying, and then they are smashing in the back of the vehicle that had to brake. Man, the sun is bright today. Is winter coming? Like, when are we gonna see snow and, you know, less sun? Bye bye downtown. Says take Highway 1 towards Medicine Hat. That would be lovely, no, just because it's been a while since I went somewhere far. The farthest I drove was when I went shooting.
Use the right lane to take exit 258 onto
I did what, about 100 kilometers one way, But that would be nice, you know, to go somewhere like 100 kilometers away. Oh, by the way, after I drop off this, I have a pickup. And I'm picking up a small electric forklift that I had no idea we had. I never saw it in the shop, and
Take the exit.
dispatch says, oh, these guys, they had it for 10 months. Really? Somebody rented
Use the right lane
a
to turn
forklift for 10 months.
toward Medicine Hat.
And I'm telling you, that's why I'm really interested in the rental business. That's passive income, you know. So they bought this forklift, the guy rented it,
Turn right.
they don't have to do anything, right? Like, you sit at home, you drink beer, and people pay you rent to use your equipment, you know. That's something I've been looking for, a way to create passive income, because I thought YouTube would work, but no, YouTube does not work like that. Because if you don't constantly make videos, you're not gonna make any money. Because old videos, I don't know, for some reason I rarely see income. I have only one video about that CB radio, where I bought an antenna and I was following instructions on how to trim.
At the light, turn left onto 19th Street Northeast.
How
then
to-
turn right onto 18th Avenue Northeast.
Yeah, how to trim the antenna, and I did a video about that, and up to this day it gets thousands of views, and each month I make, I think, like 20, 30, 40 bucks from that video, which I probably recorded over 10 years ago. So that's the only example I can think of. Other than that, so YouTube is not passive income. You constantly have to turn out content. If you don't, people lose interest, they stop watching, and YouTube senses that. They stop putting ads on your videos. So yeah, YouTube did not work out as passive income. And now, of course, I don't drive a truck, so my views are going down, so the income goes down. So that's why I need something really passive income, where you invest money into something and then people pay you for the privilege of using that something, like a car or rental equipment or something. I think that's the best. Well, I just picked up a Toyota walk-behind forklift, you know, one of those electric crazy ones where it's so fast. And I'm right next to a Memorial Drive and the flyover. That's with the blue thing there, that's the flyover. You know, I'm right under the bridge, and that's what my paperwork said. The machine is under the bridge. I said, how do I get there? And the guy said, well, just, you know, follow the Edmonton Trail. But I did not listen to him, so I just followed the GPS. This is McDougall Road, and it just brought me right here. But it's a dead end over there, so I just walked over, and I saw as I came, they were actually they used a zoom boom, you know, a big telescopic machine to get it out of the building. It was inside that building, that new building, the one with that bird on the side there. It was inside there, so it's right next to the flyover. Never been to this part of Calgary here. Right under the bridge, and turns out there's a playground over here, right next to the highway. But it's all residential, you know. Interesting. All right, I called dispatch. I said, is there any pickups? Because I still have some room on the deck. You want me to pick up anything? He says, no, we have no pickups, but we have deliveries for you. Just head back. Okay.
Turn left onto Merritt Road Northeast. Then take the first left onto 4th Street Northeast.
So this is Edmonton Trail. I can actually go this way. Instead of doing 20 left turns.
At the light, turn left onto 4th Street Northeast.
Oh, forget it. We'll just
Turn left onto Marsh Road Northeast. Then take the first left onto 4th Street Northeast.
follow Edmonton Trail to 16 Ave. And that's it. And then 16 Ave east to Highway 2.
Turn left onto 1st Avenue Northeast.
Still doesn't want me to go this way. I'm guessing it's probably it's quicker that way, but yeah, Edmonton Trail.
In about 1.5 kilometers, turn right onto
See, I
16th
found it.
Avenue Northeast.
Which means that the difference is not that big. Like, because when it recalculates this fast. So yeah, Edmonton Trail to 16 Ave, 16 Ave east to Highway 2 north. That's it. Sometimes these apps, you know, you have to watch. They want it to go like this, left to right, left to right. Like, I'm on a comparatively, you know, big truck. I don't want to make 20 left turns. I'd rather go a bit further, but with less turns. This is also just pretty much minutes from downtown, and it's a residential and mixed commercial, pharmacy, clinic. Tattoo parlor. Automotive shop. Anyway, so heading back, and we'll restart once I pick up something. Hopefully it's something interesting, but there's no guarantee. So they can tell me, you know, jump into a pickup truck, so it can be some scaffolding, or it can be some small machine that does not need a truck like this. We'll see. Then I just have to pack all my stuff and go. See how close it is, and that's it. So the next light is 16 Ave or Trans-Canada 1, because if you stay on it long enough going east, once you pass all the lights, you'll be out of Calgary, and it turns into a freeway, and you're heading east towards Saskatchewan, and eventually Manitoba, and then Ontario. And one of these days maybe I'll visit Ontario. Sometimes I feel kind of like homesick, because I spent 17 years over there, mostly in Cambridge. Well, I just had my break because I was on my way to do the pickup. I did 2 deliveries, one small skid steer and one small scissor lift, and my third job was to pick up a big RT, you know, boom lift. And I was on the way there on Sassy Trail, and all of a sudden dispatch calls and says, "Oh, cancel that, come back to the yard." Sorry, my GoPro died, so using the iPhone. A couple of news today. I talked to insurance. I said, what's going on? Why you promised to call me back on 13th, 3 days after the appraisal, but nothing happened. And the lady says, I still haven't received the appraisal numbers. I'm like, what? So today is 17th, Tuesday. So I did the appraisal at that Hale place last Tuesday. So it's been a week. And they still haven't found the time to send the numbers to the insurance company. And so she said, okay, I'm gonna send them a message. I should have the numbers tomorrow. I'll call you. And I double check, I made sure that she has my correct number, because for some reason they still had my Ontario number, 226. I said, no, it's 403. So we confirmed, yeah, that's what they have. Okay. And then I called Eastside Dodge, the dealer where I bought this Jeep last summer. And I said, you guys do hail repair, hail damage repair? And to my surprise, they said, yeah, let me switch you to the body shop. And so she hooked me up with the body shop. I left them a message, and then 10 minutes later they call me back, you know. And I said, so you can do hail damage repair? They said, yeah. But she says, we cannot provide an appraisal. They said, your insurance company only accepts appraisal numbers from shops that are on the approved list. And she said, we are a dealer, but we are not on that approved list. She says, but once you get the appraisal, you can come to us and we can fix your car. And I said, what about deductible? I thought there was like $1,000 off. And they said, no, that's for collision, for hail damage repair, you pay your full deductible. So I said, what about rental car? And again, they said, no, that's only for accidents. So basically, there's no incentive for me to go to the dealer, because they cannot even do the appraisal. I thought maybe they could do another appraisal, which would be cheaper. And then I asked him, okay, I said, once I have the appraisal, how long would it take to repair my Jeep? And the girl says, well, right now we're booking for May 2025. Let me say it again, May 2025. So I said, okay, so I'm guessing I better stick with this place, the approved shop, because they're much bigger. And I think that's what, they're much bigger, and so it should be faster. And she says, yeah. I said, okay, thank you. And then I called my bank, and I asked him, I said, what's going on with the check? I had the check deposited by a lawyer, and the funds, when will the funds be available? And they said 5 business days, which is basically a week. So it was deposited Monday. She says the hold will be lifted next Monday, so before midnight, so which means that you should have access to your money Tuesday. So those are the news. And I'm carrying 2 scissor lifts, one small one, one big one, so I just did 2 pickups on the way back to the yard. And it's already close to 4 o'clock, but they can still send me to pick up that RT, you know, boom lift, which sits me across Iron Mills, you know, near the shopping center. Because it's not that far, but I don't know. It's up to the boss. And yeah, I was able to switch shifts with the other driver. So this Saturday I'm working, and then next Saturday when I'm supposed to do that awesome, unbelievable wedding photography shoot, I'll be off. So I really look forward to doing some wedding photography. You know, like I said, never did it before. You know, it's always fun to work with beautiful, I assume, young people, nicely dressed. You know, they're easy to photograph, and they're easy to make look good.